Legion Secret Origin number 3, written by Paul Levitz, art by Chris Batista. Last issue had just a whole bunch of stuff. We got Phantom Girl, we got them saving the old guy's life a bunch, and then the Science Council was like, what are we going to do about this Legion, or the dark visions that come to pass? So this issue picks up, I guess they're sending Phantom Girl back, I guess, and basically they lost her because she just phased through the floor, and nobody can understand how she got out, but she phased through the floor. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure I understand that first scene. But anyway, we cut to the group of ships that Brainiac 5 is working on, and he's chewing out the commander, just saying like, we really should have let that Phantom Girl stay. She had some good technology we could have used. But as they're talking about it, the wormhole that they are keeping an eye on suddenly moves 90 degrees like away from the planet and then starts expanding slightly. So Brainiac puts together, he's like, okay, so that's probably going to be sending out like a warship if they're going to have to get any bigger. So I suggest that we get all of our ships away from that. Then we cut back to the Science Council. They're talking about pretty much everything that happened. They're getting more Legionnaires. They are getting new star cruisers and ports and stuff like that. So, what does it mean for the future of these dark visions or whatever? And then Phantom Girl literally just walks in. It's like, hey, hi Science Council, how's it going? So here you go. Here's a little data cube from my planet. It tells you everything about the hostiles from the other side of the wormhole. And it's everything that I could bring before we moved our planet out of their reach. And it's like, you moved your whole planet? It's like, yeah, you haven't figured that out yet? Anyway. So then we cut to the Legionnaires. They're flying a new star cruiser through space. And Brand, I believe his name is asking Saturn Girl if she managed to pick up anything from the minds of the people who are attacking them. And apparently it's a subconscious trigger that's put into like complete strangers who have nothing against him, so that way anyone could be someone who attacks them, really. They just need to find who's putting in the subconscious things. And I don't know, then the science police come in and they're like, hey, tell me that you have a plan to deal with this, with Brand's Legion stuff, because this is getting out of control. And the Science Council is like, well, we're working on it. Just keep going as we're going. Stop being so pissed off about it. Honestly, it's like hard to explain what happens because every single page is something completely disconnected to everything else that's happening. But regardless, finally there is one page linked here that is, they notice that the cruisers out by the wormhole are doing something. And they're like, it doesn't seem like there's anything there. Why would they be moving their thing? And then the warship starts coming out of the wormhole, and they're like, oh, okay, that's why they moved into that position. So then all of the warships, they're like, all right, so it's coming through slowly. Maybe it's like scouting. Maybe it's not actually a warship. And Brainiac's like, no, it's coming through at the exact rate that it can come through based off the size of the wormhole. Once it gets big enough, it's just going to zip right out. And they're like, okay, but nothing can control the size of a wormhole. And it's like, well, apparently they can. All right, well, everyone lines up their ships and they all start firing on it at full blast. Does nothing. It's completely secure. And then Brainiac suggests an idea, which gets cut off as we cut back to the Legion. And Cosmic Lad is looking over some new recruits, and he's like, how am I supposed to decide between all these applicants? And he's like, don't worry about that. I'll leave that up to my people. Hey, I wanted to have a chat with you. And they talk about like leadership of the Legion and what does that mean and how they're going to be able to do like the superhero thing. And they're like, hey, this hasn't been done in centuries. If Superman was real. And Cosmic Lad's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's real and he was awesome. And it's like, yeah, but that's going to be you too. I can't wait to see Legionnaires doing Superman things. So he tells Cosmic Lad to shoo and go enjoy his day while he takes care of some errands. And as he's running the errands, he trips and a laser blast goes right past his head. And the guy's like, you're lucky you tripped, but that won't save you. Ugh. And as it turns out, it's a new Legionnaire. It's Invisible Kid. he pushed down the old man and then took out the other guy, and that's going to be his bodyguard, like permanently, because he's invisible. So why not? Then we cut back to the space fight, and we get Brainiac's idea where it's apparently he just wants each of the ships to fire in sequence. Like one ship fires all they got, and then the next ship fires all they got, and they just keep going in a line. And that somehow overpowers the ships, like the warship's defenses, and they say, haha, we did it. We're successful. The question remains, what comes next? And that's the end of the issue. My biggest problem with this series is the fact of, like, it just, like, it's, for the whole thing, if I were to read this trade start to end without any stops, I think it would probably be a pretty good read. I think I'd be able to keep track of everything that's going on. I'd know all the different players. I'd know where everything's moving. But for each individual issue, it's so disjointed. It's so just like, this issue started on a nothing, on a thing of, Phantom Girl just kind of disappeared for a bit. And then it ends on a, I wonder what's coming up next, as, like, we got the reveal of Invisible Kid on the last, like, nothing felt, there was no rising tension, there was no cliffhanger, there's no nothing. This is just a series of events are happening and we're just showing them to you. Like, it's a slideshow. It's just a slideshow of, okay, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. I'm sure that by the time we hit issue 5 and 6, we'll reach some sort of climactic action that causes the Legion to become what we know it as. But for the first 3 issues here, it's just, who cares? The musical. I just, For this one, I'm going to give it a 5, because, I don't know. It's fine. Like, it's not, it doesn't make me angry, but I'm bored with it, you know? Everything about it is just boring me, and maybe that's better than being angry, but I want to like something about the Legion of Superheroes, and it's not giving it to me. So this is a 5. I hope that maybe we can get some form of an actual plot moving forward, but I'm not holding my breath.